Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So as you saw in the description, today is going to be all about the new bumper for the Volvo. So I managed to source a V70 2004 to 2007 rear bumper, which I was looking for. The only downside is it's not the same colour. So I thought it'd be great for the channel. It's something that I've never done before. And I'm going to do a bit of painting. Like I said, I'm not a painter. You know, I'm self-taught on pretty much most of my stuff. So that's what I'm going to get involved with. So we're going to do a bit of painting. So I haven't actually got it out yet. But the place I got it from, they're really good. They've actually thrown everything in with it, all the electric box and everything like that. So, which is fantastic. And it came really, really quickly. I was so pleased. Because literally it came within only a couple of days. So what I thought is let's crack on with it. And so I haven't actually looked at it yet. So you're seeing it for the first time with me. So what I'm going to do is it's probably going to take me ages to get this open. So let's speed on to the next bit when I'm actually going to unwrap.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar.
And there we have it guys. So as you can tell, it ain't silver, not like the one I've got. But it's got everything with it. So you've got the little electric box here. Which I need to obviously plug into the Volvo, which I need to actually get the, I think I do need to get a plug actually to go into that, to go into the Volvo to make it work. But here we go. So we can end up sorting that out. But first, unfortunately, so there's the bumper guys. But first of all, as you can tell within here, the lighting is really, really poor. So stay with. So what I need to do first, guys, is I need to set these up. So these are my LEDs that I'm going to be putting up here and putting one up here because the lighting that I've got in here is really, really poor. But also what I've got with it, it's got obviously painter's tape. In here, we've got sandpaper of different grades, primer, 2 cans of silver paint, 2 cans of lacquer, and we've got panel wipe there, which I'll be using one of my cloths here to wipe that down with once we get done. So I'm not going to film this guys because you're going to be bored seeing that, and obviously this isn't that type of movie. So once this has been done and put up there and the lighting's going to be better, we'll shoot back. So in a minute guys. So there we have it guys, finally a few hours later we've got the new beams in. So this is going to help me massively now doing the bodywork on the bumper, which is currently set out there. Giving the garage a good quick broom through to obviously try and get rid of some of the dust, which is not going to get rid of all of it. There's no chance of that unless I completely strip it out, which I can't be asked. So yeah, let's crack on with a bit of that, shall we? So there we have it guys, got the bumper out, using a little desk just to put it on. Luckily it's not a lot of weight. So now what I need to do, get my trusty Halfords toolkit and get rid of the centerpiece, what holds it onto the actual the car itself, because at the end of the day we don't need this in there. It's just going to add some weight and it's going to be a bit hard to do. So all I want is literally just the bumper skin itself. So let me literally fast forward all this and then yeah, we'll get this off and then we can work with it and see what we've got. So I'm just going to bring you in guys, just so if you are ever doing one of these yourself, all you need to do is just push these out here, because these are actually connected onto the top of the bumper there. And as soon as you've done that, give it a little bit of tension here, and you'll see in here, you've got like little clips that are attached to it. Just like in here, there is one that you can see just hiding there. And then just through here as well. And what will happen as soon as you've done that, literally it will just come completely loose like it is there. And there we have it guys, one bumper absorber. So when you are actually taking it off, it has got parking sensors remember you've got obviously the connectors on. Luckily, I'll show you just here, it's literally one clip there, you push that in, give it a wiggle, it pops straight out. So now I've got literally, the bumper is all ready. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off because I might still be able to use my old ones instead of having to paint these as well. I'll see what happens because I've got to take the other one off anyway, so it might just be a bit easier just having this off. So guys, welcome back. So one thing I was going to do is literally as I was painting, or not painting, sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about painting. I was literally taping these up, so obviously while I'm actually washing them, hopefully the connectors don't get too wet. But now from going inside this, I've just realised, and this is what I'm going to do now, this bumper comes in 3 bits. I didn't even realise that. So you've got one bit, which is obviously these. You've got one bit, this is this. You can actually take this whole piece off here. So that's the second. And then, well, you can say 4 bits, but also this even comes off as well. So from going through all this, it's literally all these clips, just like I did before. And I'm going to literally strip this bumper down completely now, because I think that's going to make it a lot more easier and a lot more better than, because if I did to paint and do all that, then you wouldn't get right in the crease here. And by taking this off, it's going to be so much more easier than just masking it up and painting it. So I think we're going to do a proper job. Let's see how it turns out. But yeah, we're going to do that, strip the whole bumper down, and then we're just going to go from there, I think. So fast forward. Eureka! There we have it. So sometimes you think to yourself, why did I do that? But I tell you what, at the end of the day, for this channel, as I say, I'm not cutting any corners or anything like that. I don't like doing it, and I don't see the point. So no matter how long things take, just do it the right way first time, rather than trying to cut corners. I've done it in the past with things, and you realise it's just not worth it. I know, we'll go out in a minute. We'll go out in a minute. I know what some of you are saying, why have you got it on the floor on stone and washing it? At the end of the day, I'm going to be painting it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Plus, I haven't really got anything to put it on. I could put it on the grass, but it's just going to get muddy again, so let's crack on. Hey guys, so like any time you try and do anything, it starts pissing it down with rain. So, and plus the boy, my little boy over there, Medivh, been badgering me to go out for a walk. So even though it's pissing it down with rain, he still wants to go out. So yeah, so they're now drying in the garage. And then I'll start doing a bit of that shortly. So yeah, stick with me and we'll start cracking on with it. See you in a bit. And we're back, and guess what? It's pitch black outside. So it's been a little few hours since the last video, but I've been shopping. So a lot of you body shop guys, if you are watching this, you'll probably end up putting a message in here saying I don't need any of that, but I just ended up watching a couple of videos on YouTube just to get an idea, because like I say, I'm not a body shop man. I've never painted, so I don't know really what to get. So I've ended up watching a few videos. Now I've ended up getting 800 grit, sorry, not 800 grit, 80 grit, and 120 grit. Now from the video I saw, that's for if you've got to do filler and things like that. So there are a few scores in the bumper, nothing deep, nothing drastic. I don't think I'm going to need to put any filler on it, so I bought them anyway just to be on the safe side. They're a couple of quid, at least I can add them to my shelf if I need to use them later on. I've got 180 grit because I wanted 240. They didn't have 240, but even though I've ordered it for tomorrow, it's coming in, because 240 is used for pre-primer, so I've been told. So I need to use 240 on this, but I'm going to start off with 180, then I'm going to go to 240 just to sort of scuff it up and then put the primer on. Once the primer's put on, then we're going to, then I put another thing on the internet, and they said 400 after primer to sort of sand that down with a bit of wet, and then a lot of other people have said 600 and 800 grit. I have also got 1200 grit, so even finer. So that's going to be more towards the end once the actual lacquer is on and I need to sand it down a bit and buff it up. That's what that's going to be for. So we got that. Dust sheet as well, because obviously this is going to be my paint booth over here. And guys, safety first. Get yourself a mask if you're doing anything like this, anything involving stuff and cold and dust and what have you if you're doing it inside a garage, because I've got to say, even from my side of things, the amount of things I have done, not just for just for on cars, but also stuff in-house, like woods and things like that, the amount of stuff that I've breathed in, it's just not worth it. So get yourself a good mask. So on no further ado, what I'm going to do is, I don't think I need to go 80 or 120. I'm going to use a bit of 180 grit to start off with. Like I say, whoever's watching this, if you are a body shop man, you're probably screaming at me saying, no, don't use that. But this is all part of learning, you know, you've got to give it a go. So I'll do it first time. Like I say, this is, if I ever do it again and I realise it's not the one to use, then I won't use it again. So, but yeah, stick with me. Let's see what it's like on a 180 grit. Just let you know also, I will be spinning this up or I'll even be pausing it. So you might see some of it, you might not see any of it. You might see it, the end product once I've finished using each grit, because it might go on for too long. I don't want to bore you guys, obviously, because you can get bored. That's only a small amount, and you can obviously see the massive difference there. It's completely taken that back. And to be fair, even on 180, just from rubbing my hands over it, that feels really smooth. And there was a couple, I don't know if you can see just there, like these bits here. Now, they're not more likely going to show up in primer, but I tell you what, you can't feel that. So I'm hoping, if I've done that right, or if I give it a bit more, you won't be able to. Like there's this little bit here, which was just, I don't know what that was, but I'll tell you what, that's smooth with the panel. So I'm hoping, just by rubbing my hands over it, it all smells smooth. So I'm going to keep going. Hey guys, so there we have it. That is literally all sanded down with 180 grit. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, the light is pretty good. So as you can see, it is really hazy. And there have been quite a few scratches, like here, for example. I spent quite a bit of time there sanding them back, so they're all smooth. So it is still dusty. So what I'm going to have to do is that's why I've got my wipe stuff just over there. So plan is tomorrow, which is still going to be part of this video, so don't worry. I'm going to crack on, and I'm going to have to go over that with 240 grit. I'm not going to go over it as hardcore as I was with this, but it will have the same sort of thing. Literally with that, guys, literally I spent ages just going over it, really giving it a good sort of key. Is it worth to take the primer? But I'm going to go over it again with 240 like it was advised online, and then we're going to be ready for primer. And then primer's a little bit of a sand off again with another grit. I can't remember which one that is. I think it's about 400 or 600 grit. And then we're going to be ready for base coat. And then for base coat, we're going to be going to lacquer. And then we're going to be done. So hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow, because it takes about 15-20 minutes between coats as long as it dries enough. And then we're going to paint it and then lacquer it. And like I said, it's about 15-20 minutes each time. And then it will be going on the car. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is day 2 of doing the bumper. And like I say, to be perfectly honest, I didn't expect you to take this one, but it's always one of them things, isn't it? And I think, like a lot of people say, and even a lot of body shops, the money is mostly going into the prep. So if you can ever do some prep and you're taking a car or a panel to get painted, if you do the prep work first, hence why it's a lot cheaper, because it takes a long time to prep. So just got back down screw fix. I got my 240 grit. So now we're going to go over the car, sorry. Go over the bumper with 240 grit, and then literally it's going to be wiped down and it's going to be ready for primer. So let's crack on. I have also been told, guys, from looking at my research, from doing research on this, if you are changing a colour on a panel, 240 grit could be just enough to literally take it completely back to paint, and you can paint straight over this. Now, I'm not doing that. I'm going to primer it first, just because of the fact of I don't want to take the risk. But I have been, from my research, what I've seen, you can do it. Supposedly you can do it, but I'd rather do it this way. Plus, it's good for the channel as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying, and I hope it's not too boring for you. Obviously, guys, if I am doing this wrong, please put a comment down in the description, because then at least let me know for next time if I'm doing things wrong, or even better techniques to, because like I say, I don't plan on doing a huge amount of painting, but it's good to actually add to your skill set, and you never know, future cars might come up. But I am looking to do some wrapping as well on some cars, which that's another thing. If any of you guys have done wrapping before, please put a link to where you can buy it from, because I did go to Hexis, I believe, and got a quote from them. Didn't think it was going to be as expensive as it actually was. So yeah, put a link down there as well if you guys do use a good company that's absolutely not extortionate price, but obviously you want good quality stuff at the same time. So cheap's not always the best way to go, but at the same time you want a good quality product. So yeah, stick it down in the comments. So there we have it, guys. They're all clean, apart from the bumper, which is just laying on the floor, so the bumper's going to be here. So the first thing I'm going to do is primer these 3 panels, because I did end up sanding these back, because I just thought, why not? Because if I did a whole lot, it would just look better rather than putting the other ones on, because there might be a slight shade difference just because of age. So I'm going to do these 3 first, and then I'm going to do the bumper, and the bumper is literally going to sit here, or I'm going to pull it out slightly. So I've taped up obviously this area because I don't want any of that getting coated in primer. And yeah, so let's crack on, shall we? And like I say, guys, I'm not a painter of any shape or form. This is just winging it basically, but hopefully it'll come out really good. I've got a slight run in this one. I've got a slight run here as well. So I'll deal with that once it's dry. Well guys, what can I say? Absolutely rookie schoolboy error, thinking that is going to do an entire bumper and bits. And if you're watching this, you painters and what have you, I bet you're absolutely wetting yourself right now. Like I say, I'm very much a rookie when it comes to this sort of thing, and I don't know, I just bought it on eBay and got it all shipped over to me. So now I've got 2, so hopefully this will be enough, and yeah, like I say, we'll see. So let's get back on with it. You know, guys, I was pretty happy with that. I don't know if you can see, I'll show you now. Like I say, I'm no painter, I'm not exactly that worried, but obviously these are little dings that the bumper's got in its previous life, as you can see there. But to be perfectly honest, it's actually not all that bad. So I'm pretty pleased with that, because the thing is hopefully, because I just think silver, the silver should hopefully hide some of it, but it's at the bottom of the bumper. Now, one thing I have decided, I can breathe, it's not too bad. One thing I've decided is once these are actually primed and they're ready, so I am going to leave these for 24 hours, so it will cut to another day as well. It might not be today because I'm going on holiday on Sunday, so tomorrow's going to be quite busy, but I might see if I can paint this tomorrow. I do have to sort that run out, so that's going to be sanded back shortly. So as soon as I will film the bumper getting done as well, so don't worry. But what I'm going to do is I am actually going to put this panel back on the bumper and then paint these two together, and then I'll paint these two separately and then put the cover back on. So that's my plan, okay? So I was going to do it separately, paint them all separately, but as long as it's got the primer on like that, I think it's going to be a bit more easier, because the last thing I want to do is obviously go through all this hard work, primer, paint and lacquer the top and bottom of the bumper, and then I scratch it. So I'm going to do them both together. So yeah, let's see what happens. So guys, this has all been cleaned and ready. Trying to find the best place to actually put it, so it doesn't cause any issues of obviously catching anything when I'm painting. But yeah, this is gonna have to do, I think. We've got a slight kink here I've noticed on this one. I think it might be because of the bench, but like I say, I'm not too worried. But yeah, let's crack on and primer this, and then we'll be calling that a day, unfortunately. You have to follow me on the next one.
So, actually that's that crease I was on about. I think it's just from where the bumper got slightly bent, that's all. But I think that's come out really well on the primer side. You know, I'm really impressed by that. Yeah, just there. So, right, we can let that dry, guys. And, yeah, we can let that dry, and then we'll paint tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
So, there you have it, guys. That's all of them primed like you saw. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut this video there, but stay tuned for part 2 of this, where literally I'll be painting it and putting it back on the car. So that's gonna be the next video where you can see it all fully complete and stuck back on the car. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. I know this has probably been a bit too long, but like I say, you followed me all the way through it. So anyone that does decide to do painting can kind of see how I've done it. And obviously all you body shop people are probably cringing at seeing some of the stuff that I've done. But hey, it's all for a bit of fun, and it's just to self-teach yourself or just have a bit of a laugh. So stay tuned for a bit more, guys. If you haven't already, please like, please subscribe. It really, really helped me out and help this channel out. So thanks very much again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later, guys. Ta-da.